It is February 12, 1992. We are in a small convenience store in Virginia. A man walks up to the counter. He doesn't ask for gas. He doesn't ask for cigarettes. He points to the lottery terminal and says, "I want to buy tickets." The clerk asks, "How many?" The man drops a cashier's check on the counter for $3 million. He says, "All of them." For the next 72 hours, an army of people flooded gas stations across Virginia. They weren't gambling, they were executing a mathematical attack. Their goal, to buy every single combination of numbers, 7,059,052 tickets. If they succeeded, they would win a $27 million jackpot, guaranteed. But if they ran out of time, or if the machines jammed, they would lose everything. This is the story of Stefan Mandel, the man who treated the lottery like a grocery list. To understand the heist, you have to understand the motivation. Stefan Mandel wasn't a rich hedge fund manager. He was a starving economist living in communist Romania. His salary was $88 a month. He was trapped. He needed a way out, but the border was closed. You couldn't just leave. You had to buy your way out. Most people look at a lottery ticket and see hope. Mandel looked at it and saw a math problem. He spent his weekends analyzing the writing of 13th century mathematician Fibonacci series, and he realized something. In a standard pick-six lottery, the odds are usually 1 in several million. But Mandel realized that in smaller lotteries, if the jackpot gets high enough, the math flips. The math. If there are 3 million combinations, the cost and tickets cost $1. The jackpot and the prize is $4 million. Then buying every single ticket isn't gambling. It's an investment with a 33% ROI. He tested this theory in Romania. He scraped together money from friends. He didn't buy all the tickets. He couldn't afford it yet, but he used a condensing algorithm to cover the most likely spreads. He paid off his investors. He bribed the officials, and he left Romania forever. Mandel moved to Australia. He did this again and again. He won the Australian lottery 12 times. The Australian government was so annoyed, they literally changed the law just to stop him. They banned a single person from buying bulk tickets. So, Mandel looked at a map. He needed a bigger target. He found the Virginia State Lottery. Why Virginia? 2 reasons. The numbers. Most lotteries used numbers 1 to 50. Virginia used 1 to 44. This sounds like a small difference, but in combinatorics, it's massive. It meant there were only 7 million combinations compared to 25 million in other states. The rules. Virginia allowed you to print your slips at home and just scan them at the store. Mandel formed a syndicate. He convinced 2,500 investors to give him $3,000 each. He raised $9 million. He built a warehouse in Melbourne. He installed 30 computers and 12 laser printers. They ran 24/7. They used 30 tons of paper. By January 1992, he had 7 million slips of paper, every possible combination. Now, he just had to ship them to America and wait for the jackpot to get high enough. In February 1992, the Virginia jackpot hit $27 million. Mandel gave the signal. Go! But here is the problem. You can print the tickets at home, but you still have to pay for them at a licensed retailer. Imagine trying to buy 7 million items at a grocery store. Mandel hired a team of 35 couriers in Virginia. They had 2 days to process 7 million slips. They went to gas stations and grocery stores with cashier's checks. It was a logistical nightmare. Machines overheated. Paper jammed. The public got angry because they couldn't buy their own tickets because some guy in a suit was buying 10,000 at a time. The clock was ticking. The drawing was on Saturday night. If they didn't scan all 7 million, they would be leaving holes in the net. If the winning number fell into a hole, they would lose $9 million. Saturday, 8 p.m. The windows closed. Mandel's team called in. They had a problem. One of the major retail chains had panicked. They saw the volume of tickets and thought it was illegal. They shut down the terminals. Mandel checked the logs. They had only bought 5.5 million tickets. There were 1.5 million combinations they didn't have. For the first time in years, Stefan Mandel was actually gambling. He had a 78% chance of winning and a 22% chance of bankruptcy. Mandel's team in Virginia frantically searched through the 5.5 million slips they had processed. They looked through box after box. And there it was. They had it. The Virginia lottery officials were furious. They looked at the winner, the International Lotto Fund. They realized one guy had won the jackpot, and 6 second-place prizes, and 132 third-place prizes. Because he bought every combination, he didn't just win the big prize, he won thousands of smaller prizes too. The CIA, the FBI, and the Australian Securities Commission all investigated Mandel. They tore his operation apart. They looked for fraud. They looked for money laundering. And they found nothing. What he did wasn't illegal. It was just smart. The rules said, buy a ticket. They didn't say, don't buy all the tickets. Mandel paid his investors. Every person who put in $3,000 got back $4,300. It wasn't a massive profit, but it was risk-free. Mandel himself pocketed a consulting fee of $1.7 million. After the win, Virginia changed the laws. Then all 50 states followed. Today, you cannot print your own tickets, and many stores have limits on bulk purchases. He retired to a tropical island in the South Pacific. He lives in a house by the ocean, far away from printers, probability, and cold winters.